Hi everybody, a very warm welcome to thorough newspaper analysis for the 6th of April 2024. Now let's quickly proceed and have a look at the pointers of discussion for today. For the editorial segment, we've taken up an Indian Express article which I thought would be helpful for us in practically as well, and also for the purpose of your essay writing. So the title of this article is Traveling with Cash During Polls. Here are the Election Commission rules to keep in mind. See, in this article, essentially, you'll get a picture of what a model code of conduct is, and what is its legality, and what are some of the measures that the Election Commission of India has taken currently since the model code of conduct has come into operation after 16th of March. So this is going to help you with your essay on, let's say, democracy, the importance of free and fair election, or the body which is conducting these elections, the Election Commission of India. Secondly, we talk about the news updates, and this is going to be followed by the last segment where we have a look at an update from the Supreme Court. So let's quickly start with the article discussion. So first of all, we talk about what a model code of conduct essentially is, and then we get into the topic from here onwards. See, the Election Commission of India on 16th of March, it announced that our country would vote in 7 phases in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, starting from 19th of April and concluding on the 1st of June. The results would eventually be out by 4th of June. So with this, the Model Code of Conduct, it came into effect. Now, what is a Model Code of Conduct? See, an MCC, it is a set of guidelines issued by the Election Commission of India with the purpose of regulating political parties and their candidates prior to the elections. These rules, they range from and touch upon issues related to, let's say, speeches of the politicians, the polling duties and the polling booths, also portfolios, the content of the election manifestos, the processions of the political parties, and just the general conduct overall, so that free and fair elections they are conducted. This model code of conduct, it comes into force right from the date of announcement of the election schedule until the results are out. So this time around, this means that it came into effect from 16th of March, and it is going to continue till 4th of June. So as soon as this code, it comes into picture, the party which is in power, whether at the center or in the states, should ensure that it does not use its official position for the purpose of campaigning and leveraging vote share. Hence, no policy, no project or scheme it can be announced that can influence the voting behavior. Let's see, is this code legally binding? So the Model Code of Conduct, it evolved as part of the Election Commission's drive to ensure free and fair elections, and it was a result of a consensus, that is to say, a unanimous agreement among the major political parties. So it does not have any statutory backing whatsoever. So what does that mean? It means, let's say, if any person has violated the Model Code of Conduct, then the Election Commission of India cannot, under the law or under the clauses of this Code of Conduct, proceed, legally in the manner, let's say, we proceed against a person who violates any IPC provision. So simply put, this means that anybody who's breaching the Model Code of Conduct cannot be proceeded against under any clause of the code. Everything, it is voluntary, and the Election Commission of India, it uses moral sanction or censor for its enforcement. The Election Commission of India, so this is the procedure of how a person or a political party which has breached any of the rule while the MCC is in operation is tackled. So the Election Commission of India can issue a notice to a politician or a political party for an alleged breach of the MCC, either on its own or based on the complaint of another party or individual. So once a notice it is issued, the person or the political party must reply in writing, either accepting the allegation and thereafter furnishing an unconditional apology, or rebutting the allegation. Now, suppose the political party or the person concerned rebutted the allegation, but later the guilt it was subsequently proved. Now, in such a situation, the person concerned, or the political party, can attract a written censor from the Election Commission of India. Now, here I have a question. Recently, we dealt with a news update about an app which was put forth by the Election Commission of India for citizens to upload any photo or video of any violation of the Model Code of Conduct rule. And there is a stipulated time of 100 days within which the grievance would be redressed and resolved by the Election Commission of India. So please identify that app and put the name of that app in the comment section. Let's see how many of us are, revising and able to retain that. So with this, now let's start with the topic. See, with the Model Code of Conduct in force since 16th of March, this time around, law enforcement agencies, they are on high alert for any movement of cash, of liquor, jewelry, and other freebies that could be used to influence voter behavior. So earlier this week, there was this video which was popular and viral on social media, whereby the Tamil Nadu police, it seized nearly rupees 69,000 from a tourist couple. This money was later, however, returned to the couple in the question. And the incident, however, this is brought to the limelight the Election Commission's stringent rules for carrying cash and other items around the election season, which have the potential effect of being distributed among the voters to influence their voting behavior. Let's talk about measures to curb money power in election. So prior to every election, the Election Commission, it issues detailed instructions to police, to railways, airports, and the income tax department and other enforcement agencies to keep a strict scrutiny on the movement of cash, liquor, jewelry, drugs, and gifts, or essentially anything which could be distributed during the elections. It also appointed expenditure observers for every district alongside static surveillance team, or the SST, and flying squad. These flying squads, they comprise a senior executive magistrate as the head, and also comprise or have a senior police officer along with a videographer and 3 or 4 armed police personnel. So according to the Election Commission, the teams, they are to be provided with a dedicated vehicle, a mobile phone, a video camera, and necessary documents which are required for seizure of cash and goods. We'll have a look at the seizure of the cash and good, as in, how they are made and how the cash or the good is eventually returned if no suspicion is there later. Okay, so surveillance teams, they essentially put up checkposts on the roads, videographing the entire checking process. Their location, it is changed frequently so that there is an element of surprise which is maintained. Because usually what happens is, if the location of these teams, it is known to the public, or let's say to anybody who's carrying such sort of goods and items for influencing the voter behavior, then the chances are that they may choose a different route altogether to avoid this checking process. So to bring an element of surprise, the location of these surveillance teams, it keeps on changing. The location is changed. So while checkposts, they are supposed to be set up from the date of announcement of the elections, the final 72 hours, they're very crucial. Let's talk about the rules for carrying cash and other items, as in what is the permitted limit, and if the permitted limit is crossed, then what happens. So the Election Commission's efforts, they are meant to keep an eye on campaign expenditure by candidates, which is capped at rupees 95 lakh per constituency in bigger state, and this figure for smaller state per constituency is rupees 75 lakh. However, this adversely affects citizens as well. Why? Because, for instance, according to the Election Commission instructions, the CISF or police authorities at the airports, they're supposed to instantaneously report to the income tax department anyone who is carrying a cash amount of more than rupees 10 lakh or more than 1 kg of bullion. The income tax department then has to make necessary verification as per the income tax laws, and take necessary measures if no satisfactory explanation is given. So if you're able to give satisfactory explanation, then that's fine. But if that is not, come forth, the explanation is not satisfactory, then certain action is to be taken. So this means that the item which is so seized, it can be seized till verification is complete in order to ensure that it is not related to any political party or any candidate of any political party. At the tech, so this was at the airports. Now let's talk about what is the situation at the checkposts on the roads. So at the checkposts, which are controlled by the surveillance team, by the SSTs, the Election Commission makes it clear that if the cash of more than rupees 10 lakh, it is found in a vehicle and there is no suspicion of commission of any crime, or there's no linkage of any these items belonging to any candidate or any agent or any party functionary, then these teams shall not seize the cash and simply pass on the information to the income tax authority for necessary action under the income tax laws. However, if the vehicle which is carrying a candidate or his or her agent or party worker is found with over rupees 50,000 in cash or drugs, or with liquor or arms or any sort of gift item which is more than 10,000 rupees value, then the cash or the item which is so found, it will be seized. So if during checking there is any suspicion of a crime, then the seizure, it will be done under the provisions of the CRPC, the Criminal Code of Procedure 1973, and an FIR will be filed within a period of 24 hours. When it comes to carrying liquor across states, the excise laws of respective states will also come into picture. So now let's talk about what happens post the seizure. See, in case any cash or other item they are seized, then the authorities, they are meant to return them if they are not related to any candidate or to any crime. So let's say the seizure of the cash, it took place, but thereafter the person who had that particular cash is in a position to furnish a reasonable explanation, and he is in a position to show that, I'm not connected to any political party, or that I'm not carrying this particular item for the purpose of any offense, or this is not a proceed of any crime. So then these items, they are meant to be returned. The Election Commission in this regard says that after seizure, the seized amount, it shall be deposited in such manner as directed by the court, and a copy of the seizure of cash in excess of rupees 10 lakhs, it shall be forwarded to the income tax authority engaged for the purpose. A district level committee will look at grievances in order to avoid inconvenience to the public and to genuine persons. This committee, comprising the district election of offices, nodal officer for expenditure monitoring, and the district treasury officer, shall suo motu, that is to say on its own, examine each case of seizure where no FIR or complaint has been filed, or where the seizure, it is not linked with any candidate or with any political party or election campaign. Moreover, it shall take immediate steps to return any cash which is seized as per the SOP which is given by the Election Commission. So with this, now we proceed to the next segment. With the national news category, with this being the first update. NHIA, which is the National Highways Authority of India, it has introduced one vehicle, one FASTag norm. The aim of this policy and norm, it is to prevent the use of a single FASTag for multiple vehicles, or linking of multiple FASTags to a single particular vehicle. As far as the implementation date of this norm is concerned, it has come into effect from 1st of April. FASTag essentially is an electronic toll collection system which is operated by the NHIA, and it utilizes the radio frequency identification technique and technology for making toll payments directly from a linked prepaid or savings account. The Associated Chamber of Commerce and Industry of India, which is the prominent industry chamber, it has appointed Sanjay Nair as its new president. Mr. Sanjay Nair, he has replaced Ajay Singh, the co-founder of Spice Jet Airlines, whose tenure is ended. Next up is an update in the sports category. Maharashtra team, it has emerged as champion at the 56th National Kho-Kho Champions for the year 2023-2024, clinching both the men's and the women's title. Next up is an update in the international category. US state Arizona, it has declared Pluto as its official state planet. Arizona, which is it has declared Pluto as its official state planet. Please note that Pluto, the dwarf planet, it is now being stripped of its official status as a planet in the year 2006 by the International Astronomical Union. And the reason for that is because in order for a celestial body to be classified as a planet, there are certain characteristics. First is that, the celestial body, it should revolve and it should have a specific planetary path in which it orbits. But because Pluto was not following a specific orbital pattern and it was deviating and along with a couple of other factors, owing to that, it was stripped of its official status as a planet in the year 2006. Pluto happens to be the only planet to be discovered in the US. Now, this is a couple of pointers on the potential question that you may see in the GK portion related to planets. So out of the 8 planets, we can divide them into 2 groups, the inner planet group and the outer planet group. The inner planet group will consist of the first 4 planets, which is Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. And these planets, they are denser, they have a short period of revolution when compared to the outer planets. What are the outer planets? The other 4, which are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. They are also called gas giants or gaseous planets, while inner planets, they are called terrestrial or rocky planets. They are big in size and they have a longer period of revolution. Now, as far as the biggest planet of our solar system is concerned, it is Jupiter. Mercury is the smallest. Closest to Sun being Mercury and the farthest is Neptune. Let's talk about Venus. It is often called as the twin of Earth. And interestingly, its rotation period is longer than its revolution period. That is to say, it rotates, the time that it takes for rotating on its own axis, it is larger than its revolution around the Sun. It is the hottest planet in the solar system. Mars is the red planet. And Titan, it is the largest moon of Saturn. And now we proceed to the legal news. First update, and the only update, in fact, it is from the Supreme Court in the case of Navneet Kaur Harbhajan Singh alias Navneet Kaur Ravi Rana versus State of Maharashtra and others. So here essentially there is an MP, Amravati MP, Navneet Kaur Rana. She won the 2019 Lok Sabha election from a constituency which was reserved for scheduled castes. And the Bombay High Court set aside her scheduled caste certificate. Thereafter, she approached the Supreme Court. Now, in a major relief for her, the Supreme Court reversed the judgment of the Bombay High Court while saying that the scrutiny committee, it had validated Rana's caste certificate after due application of mind and on considering relevant documents. Further, the court added that all parties, they were heard and the principle of natural justice was complied with. And as such, the High Court's interference with the decision of the scrutiny committee, it was not merited. So this brings us to an end of our TNA. Thank you for being with us. Have a wonderful day ahead.